There are a few truths when it comes to gaming. Chief among them, if you are going to jail because of something gaming related, you have probably done something really, really wrong, or run afoul of a horrific law. Be it due to cheating allegations, insane laws, Pokemon Go in church, that really did happen, or horrendous instances of child neglect, some people have been arrested or gone to jail due to their video game habits. Let's take a look at 7 times this was the case. So, broadly speaking, these 7 stories fall into 3 categories: the hilarious, the angering, and the horrifying. Let's start with some of the funnier ones. Alright, you know what? Actually, that's not true. This one's pretty angering as well. Did you know that the country of Greece actually banned video games, all video games, for nearly a decade? So, around 2002, a member of the Pan-Hellenic Socialist Movement, the ruling political party in Greece at the time, was filmed in an illegal gambling establishment playing an illegal slot machine. Making matters worse was the fact that the elected official in question was apparently the head of a commission on illegal gambling. Ouch. This resulted in many politicians freaking out about gambling in arcade and internet cafes, which was apparently a major issue. The end result? Law 3037 of 2002, which banned all public electronic games. So no, it's not exactly like police were going to barge into your home and arrest you. But if they saw you playing spades on an internet cafe computer, it's handcuff time, baby! Woo! Ugh. Now, to be clear, people playing home consoles weren't impacted. This could mean that you could be arrested for playing games in public, like on your phone or in an internet cafe. Of course, the law was insane. Banning all internet gaming to stop illegal gambling is like outlawing a CVS to stop the sale of cocaine. It's just a touch of overkill. By the way, this wasn't just some paper law. For example, in 2002, shortly after this law was enacted, a cafe owner was arrested after 2 police officers, undercover and in plain clothing, found people playing chess, backgammon, and Counter-Strike online. In another instance, this one in 2004, police raided internet cafes in Larissa, seizing 80 computers and arresting 3 arcade owners. Fortunately, Greece did eventually come to their senses. After a mass outcry and the realization that people could just gamble in their own damn homes, the law was repealed in 2011. Pokemon Go players rejoice! Actually, about that. In 2017, Russian YouTuber, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Ruslan Sokolovsky was arrested for filming himself playing Pokemon Go in church. Yikes. Pretty sure every 12-year-old in America would probably have been arrested in 2016. But as always, it was a bit more complicated. Sokolovsky was intentionally trying to break the law, telling the media that he uploaded the video after reading news reports that said he would get arrested and that playing Pokemon Go in church was illegal. Sokolovsky had also uploaded 8 other videos in which he allegedly insulted religion, so clearly this was about more than Pokemon Go, but about the relatively backwards nature of the Russian legal system. Of course, in a great case of be careful what you wish for, Sokolovsky went into the Church of All Saints in Yekaterinburg, I hope I pronounced that right, caught a few Pokemon, and uploaded the video of himself doing so onto YouTube. According to the Global Freedom of Expression Institution at Columbia University, Sokolovsky also made fun of Christianity, Islam, made offensive statements in the form of a church hymn, and said, quote, "Unfortunately, I was unable to catch the rarest Pokemon, Jesus." All right. He was promptly arrested and charged with insulting religious believers and inciting hatred. Prosecutors asked for 3.5 years in jail for the YouTuber, who instead received a suspended sentence, was ordered not to appear at any public events, and had to remove the videos from the internet. However, Sokolovsky was detained for 2 months during the ordeal, then placed under house arrest. This means that Sokolovsky has earned a rare distinction. He's probably one of the few people, not only people, to go to jail for Pokemon Go. Really wild, awful story. These instances are ridiculous, but there have been cases where cheaters or game modifiers who were arrested for much more serious charges. For example, you may be familiar with the game Sudden Attack, a first-person shooter from the early 2010s. In 2014, Japanese police arrested and charged 3 teenagers who had been cheating with the game. The charges originated from police at the behest of Nexon, the makers of Counterattack. Of course, this wasn't as simple as 3 kids trying to win online tournaments. They also allegedly distributed the cheats to others. Many of the tools, seen here, allowed players a leg up in online games. According to articles related to the case, the charges were obstruction of business caused as a result of the 3 teens using online cheats to win games and selling those cheats. Indeed, they invented 37 different ways of cheating and made as much as $80,000. Unfortunately, there's no information available on what happened to the three, but obviously this was a major issue that police took seriously. More to the point, this isn't like a 12-year-old using an aimbot going to jail. The problem here was that the kids created and sold cheating materials online. In short, it's modifications to the original software that landed the three teenagers in trouble. That's also exactly what happened to Matthew Crippen, a 27-year-old from Anaheim, California, who was attending California State University at the time of his arrest. In August 2009, Crippen was arrested and charged with illegally modifying a slew of video game consoles, including a PlayStation, Wii, and Xbox 360, in order to play pirated games. Apparently, Crippen was alleged to be altering the game to get around piracy protections, enabling users to play pirated games. He allegedly charged $80 for his services. Crippen admitted to committing these acts, but said he did so in order to allow players to use decrypted copies of their own gaming software, an issue because the Xbox 360 had a propensity to scratch discs or break. The charges stem from a May 2009 tip that Crippen was modifying systems, resulting in the execution of a search warrant against him. Now, this was serious. Crippen actually faced 10 years of jail as a result of his arrest. Fortunately for Crippen, the story ended on a happier note. The trial started with the federal judge, Philip Gutierrez, berating prosecutors who were ready to put up two witnesses that had broken the law themselves. Before the third day of trial, the prosecution dropped the case against Crippen in the interest of fairness and justice. And that ended that. Of course, there are plenty more cheating scandals that we can discuss. And by cheating, I mean hacking. And by hacking, I mean stealing $15 million as a result of microtransactions. Yeah, seriously. Look, no one likes microtransactions, but we can all probably agree that committing multiple felonies to gain access to that sweet, sweet cash is bad, right? Well, tell that to Ricky Miller, Nicholas Castellucci, Eitan Zavari, and Anthony Clark, four members of the Rain Development Hacking Group. In 2015, the four were arrested. The four were accused of writing automated scripts that allowed them to circumvent EA's cybersecurity systems and trick the system into thinking that they had played thousands of hours of matches. The rewards for those matches? FIFA in-game currency. The four hackers would then sell the currency on secondary markets, doing so at a lower price for other players who would buy the currency off of these four as opposed to buying them from FIFA directly. How much did the four make with the scheme? Well, around $15 million. When they were arrested in 2015, Clark had more than $6 million seized from a bank account, along with a Lamborghini and an $840,000 house. So, what happened? Three of the men, Castellucci, Zavari, and Miller, pled guilty to lesser charges. They were sentenced to probation and had to pay pretty significant fines. Anthony Clark, the alleged ringleader of the scheme, was found guilty of wire fraud. However, before he was sentenced, he was found dead in his Los Angeles home. He was 27. Let's go to a better-known charge, and a sentence that is frequently misunderstood. Many of you are probably familiar with this case. Actually, I know you're familiar with it. In September 2022, the gaming world was rocked when pre-alpha footage of Grand Theft Auto 6 was released. The footage, totaling 90 clips in total, showed multiple characters, game systems, and the skeleton of a game that I'm sure we're all going to rush out and buy the instant it becomes available. This was a big deal, and one that Rockstar, GTA's developer, took very seriously. And no, I can't show the footage here, because that video would get pulled down quicker than you can say, Nico, my cousin! The hacker was British citizen Arian Kurtaj, and this story really is funny. Arian was 17 at the time of his arrest and a member of Lapsus, the gang that had successfully hacked multiple tech giants, including Uber, Nvidia, and Rockstar. The arrest came as a result of a combined effort between England and the FBI. Further investigation revealed that the Rockstar hack took place in the most surreal movie-like circumstance. Arian was on bail for hacking Nvidia and BT and EE, a British broadband and mobile phone company. He was in a hotel and had no laptop, yet still managed to hack Rockstar with only an Amazon Fire Stick, a mobile phone, and a television. Now this actually keeps getting worse. Arian is severely autistic. After his arrest, he repeatedly expressed his desire to continue to commit crimes, and apparently grew violent in custody. Based on his lack of remorse and violent tendencies, a British judge ordered Arian to be placed into custody until doctors deemed him to no longer be a danger to others. As a result, Arian was found to be incompetent to stand trial for his alleged crimes. I said that this one is frequently misunderstood, and I said that for good reason. There was a lot of talk online and on Reddit about this guy's going to be in jail forever. Well, probably not. That's not the goal, at least as I understand it. According to reports, Arian will be given appropriate medical treatment and reevaluated on a regular basis. He still has access to legal counsel and can get out and or be held accountable for his crimes when doctors see fit. All right, last, in 2010, Lester Huffmeyer and his wife Petra, both of Anaheim, California, began a horrendous 3-year period during which they completely neglected their then 7 and 2-year-old children. The two lived in a mobile home with their children, who were 10 and 5 in 2013. During this 3-year period, the kids weren't allowed to go outside, even to school. Why? So Lester and Petra could play World of Warcraft. Authorities received a tip from a neighbor and conducted a well check, finding both children malnourished and with damaged teeth, matted hair, and dirt crusted on their feet. According to news reports, the mobile home was, quote, covered in mold and cobwebs, stacks of trash, debris, and feces throughout the home. The home also had inoperable toilets, and a pile of used condoms was found under a stuffed teddy bear. Clearly, there were broader issues going on here besides World of Warcraft, but the result is deeply disturbing. Lester and Petra were arrested and charged with multiple crimes, including child abuse, false imprisonment, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Lester Huffmeyer was sentenced to 5 years in jail, Petra to 3 years and 4 months, and I honestly can't believe it wasn't more. Alright, you know what? I lied. I'm not ending it on that miserable of a note. We're going to do one more story, and this is actually sort of a good one. On December 28th, 2023, a 16-year-old teenager from Lima, Ohio, went missing. For obvious reasons, her family was very, very concerned, and police launched a search for her. They found her, or at least her avatar. So, the young girl who had gone missing logged in her World of Warcraft account and began playing. Officials traced the IP address to the house of 31-year-old Thomas Ebersol of Dunallen, Florida. Ebersol tried to deny knowing the girl, but eventually admitted that he had actually driven to Ohio to start a romantic relationship with the 16-year-old. Ebersol was charged with traveling to meet a minor to engage in sexual activity, interfering with child custody, and sheltering an unmarried minor. As of this recording, he was being held on $6,000 bail, which seems really low for the charges. Well, you see that, though. World of Warcraft can tear families apart, but it can also alert frightened family members to the physical location of their missing child. So, that's something. And on that somewhat disturbing note, this felonious edition of Almost Something is complete. Watch where you play your games, but more importantly, I hope you like this video. If you did, please hit that like button, and please subscribe if you want more content from us. Any suggested videos, comments, thoughts, leave them below. I genuinely like hearing from you, and that is it. Have a wonderful day out there, and don't let there be any almost in your life. Take care.